had a way with people, and he had a personal touch. If he met you in the corridor, he would say, "Oh, hello," by your first name. "Hello, Ahmad. How are the children?" By name. He would make a point of making people feel important to him.
Il voyait toujours en chacun d'entre eux l'être humain digne de respect et de son attention.
Kofi trusted people before or until they proved themselves unworthy of that trust, which in the UN is unusual. It's usually the other way around.
This sort of remarkable inner strength and calmness came partly from the very strong relationship he had with his wife, Nan, who travelled with him on many of his trips around the world. And you always felt that her sort of smiling, cheerful presence at his side added something important to his leadership.
You must not ever mistake his calmness for weakness. He had a steel resolve underneath his, what I sometimes felt was a velvety presence. And I know that in one-on-ones with statesmen, he would be extremely decisive and extremely firm.
He was so secure, confident, serene, comfortable in his skin. Almost everyone you know has some complexes, some little personality quirks that make them a little difficult to deal with sometimes. He never. And he therefore was kind of free to focus on you. He wasn't worried about himself. He knew himself. He was comfortable with himself.
Il mettait tout le monde à l'aise, des réfugiés ou des personnes déplacées au Darfour jusqu'au président, de ses assistants autour de lui jusqu'aux secrétaires généraux adjoints ou aux chefs d'agence, par le fait qu'il leur témoignait à tous un respect absolu. Je ne l'ai jamais entendu parler avec mépris de quelqu'un d'autre. Alors il était parfois fâché, il était parfois irrité, mais ça n'empêchait pas qu'il voyait toujours la valeur intrinsèque des gens en face de lui. Et ça, je pense, c'est ce qui l'a différencié d'autres leaders que nous avons connus aux Nations Unies ou dans le monde diplomatique.
He was a friendly person. He had a way with people, made them feel comfortable. He was approachable and easy to get along with, and always eager to please or to help. So accessible, approachable, but there was always a certain aloofness that set him aside. I don't want to say above, but it was set him above the humdrum of everyday life. He was able to see what we didn't see sometimes, to see the global picture, where we were getting angry or getting anxious. He had a very calm presence.
You just felt warm about him. And yet at the same time, he was reserved. You didn't get inside his world very easily. He was reserved, he was dignified, and then he was principled. I mean, he believed in the United Nations. He believed in the value of his work. He expected those around him to help him achieve his goals. He gave the freedom to work towards those goals in their own way, and they all worked their hearts out for him.
Le fondement de son mandat, c'était de servir les plus défavorisés et qu'il le gardait, lui, toujours à l'esprit, même s'il ne le montrait pas toujours au 38e étage ou dans les salons de New York, etc. Mais c'était ce qui le poussait chaque jour, je pense, à travailler comme secrétaire général.
After he'd retired, and he and Nan were living in Geneva, they found it difficult, just to go for a walk in the street, because so often he was recognized and people would stop him and want his autograph or whatever. And then one day there was a marathon in Geneva, and so they thought, well, let's go out for a walk today because nobody will be interested in us because people will be watching the marathon. And one of the runners in the marathon actually came off the course and came up to him and asked for his autograph. So perhaps that gives you an idea of this rock star quality that he had.
The morning he got the Nobel Peace Prize, he was rumored for it. The press at 5 o'clock in the morning were outside his residence, and of course I had to be there. And I went into the residence. He came down with Nan. He might have been in pajamas, I'm not even sure. And I got a call from Norwegian Broadcasting. They said, look, the announcement is being made now, listen. And I could hear Kofi Annan and the UN. So I said, sir, I think you and the UN have got it. And I was so proud, I wanted to hug him. But I said, oh, he's the Secretary General, I can't do that. And then I said, dang, I really regretted that. So years later, I had announced my retirement. There was the usual party with the press. And Kofi came down, and he came up to me.